Today, we are reacting to IGN's second piece of content on Forza Horizon 6. It is discussing the new gameplay and the coverage to come, so without further ado, let's dive into it. Okay, so this was what we saw in the first reaction, right? This was the... I will say, before we get any further, it looks like they've, at the very least, fixed the color correction in this. Or like the saturation or whatever it's called. Because this looks far less dull than the first video they sent us. Still in 30 FPS, I think, but...
Welcome to IGN's month-long exclusive coverage of Forza Horizon 6.
Yes.
It's our IGN first game of the month. Think of it like an old-school video game magazine cover story. So for the month of March, what's on the cover of IGN magazine? If we were a magazine, it's Forza.
When's the last time any of you guys in chat bought a video game magazine? For me, I think it was legitimately about 20 years ago. Oh, look at these legacy media brands trying to harken back to the mid-2000s. It's kind of cringe, really,
Horizon
anyway.
6. And judging from the early reaction to it, you guys are all just about as excited about it as we are. I'm Ryan McCaffrey.
Was that the initial reaction, IGN? I think most people were just kind of mad that you didn't know how to use recording software and rendering software correctly. Anyway.
And I'm joined by our editorial lead on this project, who is also not just IGN's racing guru, but the foremost racing game aficionado in the entire games business. What's happening, Luke Riley? Good to see you, sir.
That's a hell of an introduction.
You're very, very, very kind. No, it's great to chat. This takes me way back. Takes me way back to you and I when we both personally visited Playground and had a chat.
God, I forgot how bad the rain looked like in Horizon 2. Jesus, man.
Just like this, one-on-one in face-to-face at Playground Games.
That's
back
better.
In, when was that, 2014?
That was, fun fact, little trivia for our audience, that was the very first IGN first. Yes, sir. May of 2014. Yeah, we had a good time. And you've since returned. We did an IGN first on Forza Horizon 4. So we've got...
What is it with them using the sausage license plate in every video they've done? Unreal. Older Forza games still hold up incredibly well. I love it. I know. I mean, as I said, I've just replayed Forza Horizon 1 because I'm making a video on it right now. That game holds up surprisingly well. Especially if you, like, emulate it, put it in 1080p at 60 FPS. It looks terrific.
We've gone 2, 4, and 6. I guess.
Even numbers only.
We've got ourselves a little pattern. So look out for our Forza Horizon 8 IGN first in a few years.
I've already queued that up with the team.
A few years for Horizon 8. Gee, when do you think Forza Horizon 8 will come out, chat? My guess is going to be 2037.
Over there, they're prepared to see me, some point within the next decade.
Exactly. Well, we're here to talk about our month-long coverage that has kicked off with a brand new slice of gameplay. So we haven't really seen a ton of gameplay, at least continuous gameplay, until now. We've had the privilege.
No, and the gameplay you showed us was not very revealing. So hopefully you're going to show us a bit more today.
Of delivering this exclusive to the audience. And I kind of was hoping you could give us a little more context for not just that video and what's being shown off.
I will say, I don't think I talked about this very much in when we live reacted to the first gameplay reveal of Forza Horizon 6. I mean, first off, yes, it does look like they've fixed the colors, thank God. Secondly, we didn't really talk about the graphics all too much in that video. If we just take this still shot as an example, this does look remarkably good. You've got the snowy mountains in the background. I mean, that's nothing new. We've seen that all the way back in Horizon 1. But the difference with Horizon 6 is we probably can legitimately drive all the way to these snowy mountains. But yeah, it does look very pretty. You can tell in the car modeling. I mean, I dread to think just how many polygons are in this model of the Celine S7. It looks very, very nice.
There. Game's obviously set in Japan, which everybody's super excited about, but also what we've got coming up. So first, let's start with the video that everybody's seeing based on the traffic numbers. Everybody's watching it. So tell us a little bit more about it.
So you're right. This is kind of a really an uninterrupted slab of this game. Just cruising around in this game that no one's seen
Yes, an uninterrupted slab that you clearly had very specific direction from Playground Games on. I.e., don't hit anything, don't show off anything we don't want you to show, and, well, Playground Games probably didn't say, you know, record it in 30 FPS with very bad colors, but, yeah, I mean, you decided to do that anyway, so.
Before, and what...
Like the exhaust flames are not blue anymore? Agreed. Yeah, wait, we don't know if that's going to be the case for every car yet. We'll see. But at least for this Celine, I like it.
And what the folks have seen so far, it's kind of, it's not exactly what they showed me for my first glimpse of the game, but it emulates what they showed me there for my first glimpse of the game, of just taking me from the south of the map and just cruising up through some of these new biomes, and then down into the kind of the outskirts of Tokyo, and covering around there, a bit of the fringe of there, and then up to the north.
Okay, so they have confirmed that this is just the outskirts of Tokyo. Thank God. Because they didn't show us all that much of the city in that first gameplay video, I gotta say. I mean, we see a decent amount of it on the minimap here, but we don't see it in the actual gameplay itself. So, yeah, I do hope we get to see more of this in the pre-release reveals. Where cars... So this was... I'm sure they're going to get onto this, but... Yeah, it's weird seeing a massive city with no traffic.
And then what you'll see right at the end of that
One
video
car
is just gently pulling up at one of the permanent race circuits that are on the map. And you'll see more of that later this month for some of the other stuff that we've got planned.
I didn't really catch that from the first video. That we're pulling up to an actual race circuit at the very end there. Interesting. Okay. It'll be cool to discover just how many of these circuits are actually on the map, and how much they're inspired by not just real-world circuits, but we've got the likes of, you know, the much-loved Fujimi Kaido. If we get some, you know, iteration of Fujimi Kaido in Horizon 6, I'm sure a lot of players are going to be very happy. Actual dense traffic for things like No Hezi, they mentioned in the video we watched yesterday. Yeah, we still don't know for sure just how dense the traffic will be, but hopefully, again, we'll learn more about that pre-release.
So what I saw was the team doing that in the new cover car, which is the GR GT. And I don't want to get too inside baseball, but every time you see a car or a screenshot or anything before a game comes out,
I hope it'll be dense. I hope we have the option to make it dense. That shouldn't be the default. But I hope we do have the option to do that. Because, I mean, for the average player, if you're going to be hitting a car every 5 seconds, that's going to be really annoying. But if I have the option to turn it all the way up if I want to, then yeah, I'll be a fan of that. Especially on PC. I can understand maybe not having those options on console. Just for, like... you know, they'll be pushing the limits of the hardware anyway. But, you know, if someone's running a 5090 and a 9950 X3D or whatever, and they can actually, you know, run that sort of thing, then they should have the opportunity to do it, you know.
Particularly in a racing game, a licensed racing game. That's been cleared. That's been cleared and signed off by someone. So, and I don't want to get too inside baseball, but every time you see a car or a screenshot or anything before a game comes out, particularly in a racing game, a licensed racing game, that's been cleared. That's been cleared and signed off by someone.
I thought that was a much bigger
point. So you're not
than
seeing that car, you know, for reasons that I'm sure are very clear to Playground. But you're seeing it in a Sailor.
Hang on, is that the reason why they've gone for a concept car as the cover car this time? Because it's much easier to stay friendly with manufacturers in that sense. I can understand if, like, I don't know, a brand new McLaren was the cover car. McLaren will want to be very protective over how their car is represented. Whereas if you have a concept car, you can kind of... It doesn't need to be as closely protected, you know, because it's, at the end of the day, it's just a concept. It's not real. So, yeah, interesting.
S7, which I guess is one of the 550 cars that you'll be seeing on day one in that game, which seemed kind of random.
I'm glad there's going to be 550 cars on release. I'm guessing that, including all DLC, they're probably aiming for over 1,000 cars. Time will tell just how different some of those cars are. I don't want it to be a sort of a situation like, for example, Gran Turismo 4, where it's like, hey, we have like hundreds of cars, but we have like 20 models of pretty much the exact same variant of a vehicle, just with very minor changes. I hope it's like a meaningful roster of cars. How many are there in Horizon 5? Forza Horizon 5 total cars. I want to get this right, which is why I'm Googling it. Including DLC, it's apparently over 900. So if we get to over 1,000, it would be the first Horizon game to get to that mark. So yeah. Also wonder how good quality the NPC cars will be. That's something that they've kind of masked a bit in this gameplay footage we're seeing. Because they've got the motion blur enabled, we don't really get a sense for how detailed the traffic cars are. And of course, we haven't really seen all that much in terms of like AI opponents, what they look like yet. So to be determined, I think.
To me, at the time, when we got that video first in, but I guess it's just a matter of like every car is someone's favorite car.
True.
You know, and maybe that was the case. I know.
Don't know. I'm not sure there's there's many people out there that will say the Fiat Multipla is their favorite car, but sure.
Favorite car.
True.
You know, and maybe that was the case. I know I have a great friend of mine that's his favorite car of all time, the Celine S7. Maybe he's a big Bruce Almighty fan. So yeah, if anyone's wondering,
I mean, Celine S7's a great car.
Say, well, I think in a game with 550 cars in it, whatever car they decided to do that cruise in, and send that video over, it was gonna maybe be random, but yeah, it looks great. I mean, as an eclectic love.
I still hope. I know. Hang on, we just went past it. I want to take another look at it.
Maybe be random, but yeah, it looks great.
This UI, I hope they fix when like some of the in-world assets like blip in front and behind of it. Like, just have it as a flat layer, like in front of everything else. Because there are some times where we see this UI and it just doesn't look right. We saw some examples of this yesterday. Anyway.
I mean, as an eclectic lover of all cars of all types, it looks great.
When I saw this,
maybe be random.
Hang on, we'll go forward a little bit.
I mean, as an eclectic lover of all
cars
of all
types, when we play the game for the first time we go around this corner, I'm not going right. I'm going full speed off of this and seeing where I end up. I don't think I'm going to be the only player that does that either. It
looks great, and the world looks great. Obviously, it's a slower paced video, and I don't know if there was any confusion around that, but it's kind of designed to let you absorb the surroundings and see the world.
The traffic was turned down. They told us, right?
Good.
Yeah, they confirmed that after the fact.
Video.
Yeah, so the traffic was toned down a bit also.
Okay, I'm glad that they confirmed that. I mean, it was confirmed in the Discord not long after that first video came out, but I'm glad they come out and said it in this video as well. Have we seen any ramps out and about yet?
So, yeah, but that's the idea, just to let you absorb.
I don't think I've seen any off the top of my head. Don't take my word as gospel, though.
Some of those biomes, which, again, it'll be one of the other things we go into actually next week on the world itself. And the new biomes that Horizon 6 has, which, man, I'm conscious of not eating my own lunch here on all the stuff that we have.
This guy loves his analogies, doesn't he? He did an inside baseball reference earlier. Now he's talking about eating his lunch.
Plenty to discuss, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. The way the biomes are integrated with each other and blend, and yeah.
I will say, it might be the way they rendered this video, but there seems to be a hell of a lot of motion blur in this. I hope that, at least on PC, we're able to turn that down a little bit. Because, I mean, I know some people absolutely hate motion blur in racing games. I think you should have a little bit of motion blur, because it can really help with the sense of speed. This, I think, is too much. Like, it's so much motion blur that, like, you see all these assets just sort of blur into one sort of goopy goopy mess. Anyway.
It's cool.
Oh, hello, adverts. God damn it, man. That's what I'll be. Well, that's what I was doing before the stream. Having to scoff down my food before the stream started. Anyway.
I have you. You and I haven't talked.
Let's go back a bit.
Cool.
Well, while I have you, you and I haven't talked in a while. Let's nibble on that lunch a little bit. So just give me, I mean, because the reality is, in all seriousness, Japan has been an asked for setting from the Forza Horizon community forever, pretty much. Yes. I know you're going to be probably pretty biased towards Forza Horizon 3, which was set in your backyard in Australia, but Japan's been highly anticipated. So of what you've seen of the Horizon 6 version of Japan, what are your impressions of it?
Yeah, I cannot wait to start driving around this map myself at my own pace and just absorb all those details. I love granular detail. Like, I love absorbing all those little tiny little things that people have inserted into
this. I'm not gonna lie, this video seems like a bit of a nothing burger. Other than the confirmation about the traffic stuff, I don't think we're getting much new here. Maybe we will in the second half, but anyway. How the guy looks on the camera creeps me out.
That make them feel
he's been told, I think, to really, like, look into the camera like this. Because apparently having eye contact helps you really connect with the viewer. Sometimes that works if you do it in, like, little bits, but if you, like, just proper stare at the person, it gets quite unnerving after a while, doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway.
The space that I'm inhabiting and kind of living in. So, yeah, no, I cannot wait to start driving around.
Well, give us a quick teaser. What else do you have coming up this month, just generally speaking, as we roll on with this month-long March cover story with Forza Horizon 6?
Okay, well, next week we're going to go deep on the world itself and deep on those biomes, just deep on this map of Japan and what it means to Horizon. We're also going to look into what they've done with the open world.
Hang on, let me go back to a few of these stills. I mean, this generally looks quite interesting. I think yesterday when we watched the most recent video, they were talking about a spaceport being in this sort of area of the map. We haven't seen any teasers of that yet, but I'm curious to see what that's all about. Something that kind of bugs me a little bit about this is, look right here in this bottom corner. There's a sort of a clear lack of shadows here. Now, I know in normal gameplay you're not going to see this, but this guy's talking about details, right? And all those little bits that make the game world feel alive and feel realistic and all of that. And the fact I can look at this corner and see that there are no shadows being casted off these, like, bridge pillars, you would think that would be a detail that, I mean, it's not even a very, like, small detail, is it? Like, obviously, a pillar's going to cast a shadow. Isn't the sun going from behind us? It's, well, I think it's coming from, like, how can I point? From, like, that direction, roughly. Because we could see here. So we've got a setting sun, like, that way. Because we could see the shadow of this bridge being casted onto this cliff face. So you would think you would see a few shadows here, but we don't see any. But yeah, most likely this stuff will be fixed. I hope so.
Biomes, just deep on this map of Japan.
Okay. I do really like these building designs. Like these old sort of Japanese village kind of wood buildings. They look very cool. It's nice to see sort of the first sign of a few sort of just NPCs just walking around.
What it means to Horizon.
Well, walking around. They're stood stock still. Why do they all have masks? I mean, that's a somewhat common thing in some Asian countries. South Korea. If you go to like Manila in the Philippines, quite a few people wear masks. So, yeah.
And we're also going to look into what they've done with
anything we can spot here. Again, I mean, can you... No, I can't unhide it. Can I unhide this manually? If we look on the left-hand side here, there's something about this that doesn't look quite right. Yes, it's a work in progress, but there is something about this stretch of water that it's like, yeah, it's very flat. It doesn't feel like it has much depth. I don't think there's really much else of note to notice here. That one YouTuber who does those videos on, like, if the power lines are actually connected to anything in video games is going to have a field day with Forza Horizon 6. There's like a little, what looks like a green vehicle here we can't really see. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we're missing here. I mean, we've got the... Let me go back a few frames. We've got this little K-truck here, but we've already seen that.
Done with the...
Any Austin, yeah, that's his name. Okay, we've got a boat. Again, I don't think there's much for us to see here. Again, the water does look kind of flat, generally speaking. We've got birds. You'll be happy, Noel.
Experiences. One of the things they actually mentioned first up was a term that I've never heard or used before, but I love it because it so succinctly describes the way that I've played open world driving games ever since the days of Midtown Madness and the original Driver, and it's vibe driving. And I don't know, Ryan, have you ever heard this term?
Right.
I have not. It's new to me, my friend.
Okay, so it's great, right? So basically, it's just this kind of umbrella term that describes the kind of player that sometimes they just plug in, get in a car, and drive.
I mean, that's what Forza...
I mean, this isn't some new thing. People have been doing this forever, haven't they? I remember back in the day playing, I don't know, San Andreas and just going for a long drive just because I felt like it. Why do we add vibe to everything? It's something about... I don't want to sound disparaging, but when you get to this sort of age, like I do, you start adding cringe words in front of everything. Yeah, cruising, that's basically what it is. Why do they feel the need to reinvent the word cruising?
Horizon's always...
Well, that word has several meanings, but anyway.
It's been so good at, right?
Exactly, right? And they just drive. And I find myself thinking, it's like, yeah, there are days that I just do that. And I don't have a purpose or a direction. And I'm not, like, trying to engage in a race or looking for anything particular. I'm just cruising around, having fun in cars. And so, yeah, there's new... I
mean, that's what Forza Horizon has tried to be from the beginning, right? That was the whole point of bringing the Forza series to the open world, for the most part, was to allow people to chill out and relax and just enjoy driving without having to be in a race, without having to be in a competitive setting, right? So, I don't know, weird thing for IGN to focus on, but all right. And yeah, I mean, I've done it in GTA 5 as well. I'm sure many other players have.
Stuff there to really cater for that sort of player, which... as they pointed out to me, and it makes a lot of sense, with a game with a player base as large as Forza, even if that feels like a minority or feels like a small percentage of the player base, it's still a massive...
Hang on, is that a small percentage of the player base? As I've already said, that kind of was one of the main reasons the first Forza Horizon was made. So it seemed... Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's the main player base. It's kind of the point. I mean, okay, it's going to be a little different today now that we know Forza Motorsport as a series is dead. So, with ongoing, with Forza Horizon games in future, they kind of have to try and appeal to some of those motorsport players a bit. But, like, the whole point of Horizon is having fun. And I'm sure there are, like, someone like me, I love being a completionist in video games. I like being able to do everything there is to do, unlocking the wrist, unlocking everything there is to unlock, finding all the little tidbits. You know, when Horizon 6 comes out, I'm going to be doing all the races, all the barn finds, all the, showcase events, rush events, all that stuff. I'm going to be exploring everything as much as I can. But even so, there are days where I just want to drive, And I'm sure that's the same for many people.
Massive number at the end of the day, which really made me think. We're going to go and look at the customization improvements.
Hope they don't time lock stuff. I can almost guarantee you, Noel, that they will. It's unfortunate, but I would be very surprised if there isn't, like, any time locked content. They might give you very generous lengths of time to be able to do it, but I'll be surprised if it's missing entirely, because they want to have those, like... It's the plague of modern video games. They want a reason for you to, like, be, oh, I have to play this game this week because I have to do this limited time event. And I have to do this next limited time event next week. Or, no, next month I need to do this new Horizon Rush or whatever. I'm sure the game's going to be chock full of that because that's just the It's just the state of modern video games, or at least on the sort of AAA front. So, curious how the Eliminator will be in FH6. Heard a lot of people worried about no elevation in the map. The devs have said that this is a map with the most elevation changes. We did see some elevation change in that first gameplay video, but not a crazy amount. We have seen some still images and like still camera shots of areas that look like they do have a lot of elevation change. For example, the sort of snowy mountain ski resort area we saw. So, yeah, don't really have enough evidence to go off on that yet, but I hope we do see some good elevation change on the map.
Which they've already touched on themselves with the fact that we can now play window decals. There's improvements to Forza Aero, but we're also going to
cannot
look
wait
at,
to do window decals.
Their approach to their Horizon Edition cars.
Like multiple roads above each other. I would assume there's going to be quite a lot of that, at least in the city. I mean, it would not feel like Japan if they didn't have that. So, got my fingers crossed.
Forza Edition cars and how they've improved and changed this time around. They're very, very cool. Very cool this time around.
I like how they say Forza Edition cars are going to be very cool this time around. Almost kind of having a sly dig at the ones in Horizon 5. Although, I mean, I think most Horizon fans will agree that the Forza Edition cars in Horizon 5 were not very good. And the fact that they've put one of them as the cover car, well, it's not really Forza Edition car, it's a concept car, but they seem much more confident in those vehicles in 6. So hopefully they're as good as they say they're going to be.
And we are going to be looking at new event types. What else? I'm certain I've forgotten some things, but we're going to be looking at a lot. Oh,
we can leave a couple
so
surprises.
Much to talk about. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, and that's why it's spread over the course of the month. I looked back at some of the stuff that we did previously, and I think that, the last time we tackled Forza Horizon 4, it was more of an all-encompassing look at the entire game.
Man, let me go back to that map.
Encompassing look at the...
There's something about this map that is both very nostalgic and very, like... I mean, I love Horizon 4. I love the setting, it being in the UK, of course. But it's just something about this map I never really liked. It's, like, far too... Like, if you compare it to what they did for Forza Horizon 1, and I know I'm going to be making a lot of comparisons to 1, but it was the first in the series. Right, so it is the basis that everything else has kind of, you know, come from. Like, this doesn't have all of the event types and things on it, but this, quite easy to read. It's a quite dull color palette, but that sort of works for a map, right? You need it to be easy to read. And then you look at the one in 4, and to me, there are so many bright colors to it that as soon as I look at it, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, my eyes are having to, like, try and catch up to see what's going on. I do hope, the one in 5 wasn't that great either. So I do hope that at least the map in 6 is a little easier on the eye. Yes, and it changed with seasons, so it was confusing. I mean, we know seasons are coming back for 6, and I assume there are going to be some world map changes on that front, but I hope it's easier to see. Like, for example, on a map like this, at least to me, it is a little more difficult to see. Like, for example, this little stretch of road. Oh, I haven't driven on that. I need to go discover it. Or, like, these little stretches here. It can be much harder to see that sort of stuff if you're going for map completion. So, anyway.
Entire game at once. But, yeah, this time around, we've kind of siloed it a little bit more just to be able to...
Hang on. Reward ready claim now. I mean, we know that there are going to be rewards for this sort of thing, but I'm interested to see how this system will work exactly, and exactly what these rewards will be. Search for hours to find the last rows in 4 and 4, yeah.
Drill down on those details that
it's almost like they deliberately made it difficult to do.
Know that people want to hear, and to let the team just really get granular and tell me what's going on.
Well, I can't wait to see the rest of your coverage, Luke. Again, stay tuned, everybody, all March long. Throughout the course of the month, we will have a lot more exclusive coverage on Forza Horizon 6, courtesy of Luke Riley and the rest of the team at IGN that was lucky enough to go out to Playground Games to see the game, to talk to the development team. Luke, thank you so much. And for everything else in the world of Forza Horizon 6, keep it tuned right here to IGN.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah, that video was a bit of a nothing burger, but it is good to hear what is coming along soon. Yeah, looking forward to seeing what else IGN have coming up. That's for sure. We will be doing a live reaction like this to all of the videos they make. So if you like the sound of that sort of thing, and you want to be notified as soon as those go live, make sure to hit like, subscribe, hype the video, all that lovely stuff. Appreciate you guys watching. I am going to be on the main channel at Baffo663. I'm going to be doing long-form retrospectives on all of the Forza Horizon games before the launch of 6. So if you want to watch shows as soon as they come out, be sure to go subscribe over there as well. If you want to catch me live, like you folks who are typing Joel's in chat are doing, then twitch.tv/Baffo663. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and hope to see you around here again real soon.